Howdy folks, thanks for joining me at the bar. That means it's our monthly catch up. What's happened in the brewery for the last month, the beers that have been, all that sort of nonsense. We're talking June 2024. We're into July, second month of winter. 1/3 of winter's gone. Now, that's a good thing. The quicker we can get this bloody winter caper out of the way, the bloody better. Anyway, it's been a fairly full-on sort of a month at Little John's in June. We've had the washover from Mrs. Little John's 50th birthday in May. The flow from there, the biggest thing was the Beer Monsters road trip to Adelaide, down to the Barossa to catch up with Ryan for his, well, it was actually his 41st birthday. Sort of was an unofficial 40th birthday, given that he tried to get us there last year and we couldn't get there. So we got there this year, celebrated his 41st birthday with him, and done the big tour. You've possibly already seen the video from the first day of the brewery crawl. There's a video coming out in the next week or so with the second and third day, wrapping up the weekend. So keep an eye out for that. It was a hell of a time. 9 breweries, 1 distillery, 1 winery, 77 different beers, different drinks at the breweries, another 44 individually different beers. Aside from that, back at our base at Saltram, so 111 different beers were consumed over it was essentially a 4-day period. So yeah, we didn't muck around and knocked us around. Took a little bit of recovering when I got home. Let me tell you. But anyway. Before we get into this, let's quickly do a Patreon draw. I've got a selection of hops there for our winner. So yeah, JCA Dino. Jace, you're a winner. I don't think you won that too far ago, but anyway, thumbs up, mate. There'll be some stuff coming your way. Got some good hops there, so yeah, all good. So anyway, working through the beers this month, really it was more about tidying up what's loose ends in the brew fridge. I didn't get, well, I did get a brewery of the month, but there was no brewery of the month sort of flowing on into the month. So we're sort of just wrapping up a little bit of loose ends. So in no particular order, Hip Hop Brewers, the Kapow West Coast IPA. This was the last of the 4-pack that was sent to me by Kevo Jackson. Again, mate, give you a thumbs up. Thank you very much. This is another nice little beer. It was a little bit on the soft side for the style, but it was nice and quite drinkable. 3.75 out of 5. And this is a score that ran through most of the month. There was actually a really good range of decent beers throughout the month, which was not always the case. But I've got to say, it is becoming a little bit more common, which is good. This one, Brewdog Passion Fruit Blitz. This came to me from Mullows in a bit of the pack that he given to me in May. Passion Fruit Sour. This was quite nice. It wasn't overly sour. It was a little bit soft, but it was very much had the old orchy patio nectar vibe. And yeah, they talk about drinks, food and smells and things taking you back, giving you memories. This just the flavour just dragged me back to being a teenager when we used to bloody get the orchard bottles off the back of the milk, like off the milk bloody man. We used to help him unload his truck, once a week when the big load came into town, and he'd give each of us get a bottle of orchard, and it just took me straight back there. Quite a nice drop. 3.75. Not only backers, because that's a whack of beers there. Moffat Beach Brewing, who are technically the brewery of the month, coming into this month. So I've just sort of, they were last month, but either way, I've just started getting into them. So I've hit two of their brews. These guys are on the up on the Gold Coast. I think Caloundra, top of my head, could be wrong, but Gold Coast anyway. Passenger Pale Ale, and I know I've had this before. I've had some beers sent to me. I think it was Dom Fomiati. I don't quote me on it. If it wasn't you, it was Dom. If it was someone else and I've got it wrong, I apologise. It was a little while ago. And I do remember this one was just a little bit lackluster. It didn't really work for me. 3 out of 5. It was the low point for the month, really. Shadow of the Moon Pale Ale, strong pale ale, focused on Eclipse hops, hence the Shadow of the Moon name. This was quite a biggish beer, very piffy. There's a lot of heaviness in the Eclipse with this one. Yeah, and it just, for me, it was a little bit too much. It was a little difficult to drink, though there was enough there that sort of kept saying, come back and drink me. You know, but I don't know how long I could have kept doing that. Again, 3.75, a decent beer, and a lot of people would have really liked that high piffiness. That's not something I particularly enjoy, though. So I've got, a good whack of, got another 10 of their beers to get through for the month. Oh, actually, it's not 10. I think it might be 8 because there's a couple. I think there's 2 doubles. But anyway, this old Chimut River Brewing Company, the Panorama Pills, another one from Mullows in that little bunch of beers he got me. So this one was a little bit heavy for the style. It was enjoyable and drinkable. Didn't quite have the crispness that I would have liked in a Pils, but was quite drinkable. 3.75. This is the sort of thing I find a lot with the Chimut River beers. They tend to be they just don't quite get there to the style where they sort of where they should be getting, but they still make a decent beer in the process. Rounded out the West Side Ale brews. And just throw this on the 7th anniversary IPA because this was the first of their beers I had, but I haven't touched on it anywhere else. It's gotten lost somewhere along the way. An IPA, this is one they do each year celebrating obviously their anniversary, hence the name, the anniversary. This is a nice beer. It was nicely balanced. Had some sweetness, had some dank. Had all the things you're looking for. Just not quite the punch you want for a West Coast. But again, like I said, very drinkable. 3.75 again. Ida Pearl. Now there's no picture of the beer, partly because I've had the Ida Pearl before, I've untapped it before, so I normally take a picture because I can upload onto Untapped while I'm ranking the beers. So I didn't. Hopefully I'll drag the picture out for you to look at. Gave it a 4 out of 5. I think the first time I tried this, I actually scored it a 4.5. I've talked about it a hell of a lot since. It's still a bloody really nice beer. It just didn't quite have the impact that it did that first time I had it. Now we're talking probably 2 years ago when I first tried it. I don't know how much it was impacted by the fact that before that I'd sat here and I was in the middle of doing a live, and I had one of my sour cherry stouts, which had a very similar sort of flavour profile to what the Ida Pearl does, just by pure coincidence. And that sour cherry stout is drinking absolutely beautifully, and I think it's had a little bit of an impact on the fact that Ida Pearl didn't quite jump out as much as it did for me at other times. But still a really nice beer. It's still a beer I recommend. If you get a chance to get into it, certainly do. It's got nice cherry notes and chocolate. It's got that farmhouse edge. It's got the wild vibe going on. It's just a really nice beer. So again, the West Side pack overall was quite good. I haven't done an overall score on it, but would have to certainly be up there with high on the list of the breweries of the month. Just having a quick look here. That's a beer. There's a 4. There's a couple of beers here that were 4 as well, just from last month. So they certainly would score reasonably decently. This fella, this is beer from Boat Rocker. Now, Boat Rocker was probably the 4th or 5th brewery of the month pack from Beer Hug. So we're going back 2 years, thereabouts. Probably a year and a half. This one, the Cherry Happiness, the Cherry Sour, Imperial Cherry Sour. It's been floating around the fridge, and it's been getting pushed around. Along with those back as beers, I've had a bit of a Imperial, let's call it indulgence this month, and finally decided to pull it out. I was glad I did. It was a nice beer. It was gently sour, and again, now coming along now again from the Ida Prul, from my sour cherry, one of the Packers beers. There's been a bit of a Imperial cherry type of, sort of vibe. But this was nice, and it built up as it went. Like I said, it was quite, the sourness was soft, but the tartness of the cherries built up as you drank it, and it sort of just developed, and it just kept, and it sort of kept going as you were going with it. Again, 3.75, not super outstanding, and I actually wish I'd tried that when it was younger and hadn't let it get so old, because it was past its best before. But I think by memory, 9% Imperials. So I don't think the time, as that particularly hurt it. It's been in the fridge the whole time, so it came out quite nice. So that brings us back to Bacchus to round out the month, and there's a couple of beers here, and 4 beers. They all score 4 points or over. I'm going to start off with the high tea. Now again, this is a IPA infused with English tea, and some sort of flour. I can't think what it is off the top of my head. I can't think what it was, but I got this one when I first turned up, and I thought, oh no, that wasn't. I didn't like that. When I went back and I was actually drinking it, and I cracked it, and in the first mouthful I went, hang on, no, this is good. So when I went back on Untapped, I actually found it, and I had rated it pretty well. So obviously I was confusing it with something else, but yeah, that'll happen sometimes. 4 out of 10. It's a nice beer. That was the same sort of thing I was trying to do when I did my bloody tea IPA, and didn't quite get there, but that certainly nailed it. Really nice beer. Cherry vibe. Obviously this is another Imperial 10%er, trying to recreate that cherry ripe sort of a feel, and as much as the beer had chocolate and cherry and coconut, it didn't really have enough of any of them. It was just, well, not enough of them to really go in that category, going, okay, this is a cherry ripe sort of a beer. And this is the thing I've had this with myself, trying to emulate the same thing. I call it chopped cherry stout for a reason, because I'm not going to call it a cherry ripe if it doesn't taste like a cherry ripe. And I've not been able to get. I've had the same thing where I've got the cherry, I've got the coconut, I've got the chocolate flavours, but they don't really give you the taste of a cherry ripe. And again, as I've always said, that's a fermentation thing. You can't get the sweetness disappears from the cherries, so it makes it a little bit difficult. But really nice beer, really enjoyable. Ferrero Super Beast, 14.3%. Big beer. So I sat down a couple of big beers this month. Yeah, yum. Yeah, obviously, it's trying to emulate the Ferrero Rochers, that sort of thing. And there was definitely that lingering taste of that molten Ferrero Rocher hazelnut creaminess in the centre that was sort of lingering on the tongue, so that they had got that sort of a flavour. It was boozy from the outset. The first thing you got was booze, and you got just this lingering, burning, what you do with a whiskey from the booze coming through, but in a really nice way that worked. 4.25, really nice beer. Just got nudged out for the best of the Bacchus beers for the month for the Toblerone Ale. This was just wow. Again, did it taste like Toblerone? Yeah, no. Did it have the individual components in there? Yes, to some degree. But taking that aside, this was just an amazing beer. It was a challenge. It was a hard, not a hard drink, but it was a slow drink because it was so big. Again 14%, but just wow. And I've said before, these are the sort of beers that Bacchus, Ross up there is just killing these kind of beers. If you want to drink big flavoured dessert / imperial stouts, Bacchus is the place to go. And I'll tell you, give you the fucking good rub. You'll pay quite often as much as half the price, or as less half the price that you'll pay for the similar sort of beers you're going to get from other breweries. The pricing up there is insane. They do great postage deals and all the rest of it. I gave it 4.25, but only because on the untamed rating I've got to go to 4.5 to go any higher, and I couldn't quite push it there. But if I had to scale it, so I'll just nudge it above that Ferrero Super. Get into those if you can. Fantastic beers. So that's the month. This is a new beer on tap for the month. This is Nectarong Pale. This was the partial mash dry extract, easy brew. This has been on tap for probably 2 weeks. Actually possibly not even quite 2 weeks, but this is drinking really nice. There'll be a taster on that. I might get a chance to sit down this weekend and do a taster of this fella. Other things that have popped up on tap this month are the Irish Red Ale, the Mangrove Jacks pouch as part of Twang Files. It's just hitting its 2 months right now today. So I probably should be sitting down doing a taster on that, but it won't happen today. It will, again, there'll be other things going to happen probably over the weekend. I've had one glass of it. Wasn't too bad. I'm going to leave any credit, but the same was. He got a couple into him last night. He's enjoying it, so it's coming along all right. So they're running. We've got Twang. They're the Breeze unhopped extract from the plastic container. That's brewing away. And I've got all the dry extract Pilsner, lager, brewing away as well. So they're a little bit way off, but that's where we are in the brewery at the moment. So she's nearly the tick over. We got back on track again. We had a little bit of a slow patch, as I said, sort of over May and June. It's certainly early June. It's taken a little while to get catch up on the tail end. The trip to Adelaide didn't help. That was probably right when I should have been doing stuff. So it pushed everything back a week because I should have been bottling stuff that weekend. But yeah, got to get your priorities right. Something's got to happen first. But anyway, that's where we're at. So if you got any comments, questions about anything, yeah, stick them down the bottom. Patrons of the channel, thank you very much for your support. And say if you're interested, there's a link down the bottom. There's prizes, there's benefits, there's extra videos, there's recipes and stuff like that. If you subscribe to the channel, thank you. If you're not, hit the subscribe button down below, ring the bell, get notified when there's a new video. You don't miss anything. So there's always something, we're playing around with something all the time. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. That gives me a nice little warm feeling like when I get them thumbs up. It's good. That's me, Little John. The brewery, what was in the brewery? Well, the brewery was, the beers there were for June 2024. So for now, till I see you on the next video. We're brewing beer, drinking beer or talking beer. Good brewing. Bloody dog wanting to get on the act. Cheerio.